Major summon and banner coming to us here in Wanderer of Realms, guys. The devs are throwing a lot of juicy banners our way. Starting tomorrow, we have a Nascent Invocation of Spirits banner. This is a rare summons and diamonds banner that guarantees you the first legendary you pull will be a unit you've never pulled before. This is not applicable if you've pulled every normal unit in the game. Otherwise, it is. You can check out my website, go to the My Heroes page, and we have a Nascent calculator on the bottom. I'll break that down, though, in more detail tomorrow. On Sunday, running for, I believe it's 2 days, we have a first time ever banner, a surprise divine summoning. So surprise banners are 1+1 events. The first random legendary hero you summon will come with a friend. There's going to be a bonus legendary. So basically, it's a 2-for-1. They have never done this before in the over 2 years the game has been out, where they ran this with divine summoning, your legendary gold summoning crystals. So this is brand new. We'll also break that down in the Nascent video tomorrow. However, you can see where I'm heading with this. This video is all about this amazing banner. We've got ZHA, a top 5 non-lord in the entire game, and then the phenomenal single target queen, core DPS, and synergistic element to the Poisoner comp, NUMERA. So this is the banner we have to discuss. They are running this rate up, this 20x for ZHA and NUMERA, both on divine summons, gold summoning crystals, the legendary ones, and your rare summoning crystals, your blues, and your diamonds. So that's why I briefly opened with a discussion of the Nascent Invocation of Spirits and the surprise divine summoning, because that's information we need to know to ground ourselves in how I advise you to approach this crazy ZHA NUMERA banner. Also, in the backdrop, very clearly, we still have the Bloodletter Invocation of Spirits. This is the Van Helsing banner, where you get to choose your own legendary. And of course, the Bloodline Summoning. This is the guaranteed 200 summoning banner for Lady Mina. And it's a lot. They're throwing a lot at us, folks.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Oh, and by the way, guys, before we get fully into it, you're going to like this. We have a new promo code. I missed this at the end of the day yesterday, but this is a juicy one. So to put in a promo code, you go from the campground to your avatar, click there, go to settings. You'll see right here, we've got this redeem code button. Click that and then just copy and paste it. You can find all these codes the second they come out on my Discord, the Fast and Fastidious, link in the description, the top and comment. You can see R-Type shared this exactly 24 hours ago. I'm just going to copy and paste it and put it right in there. If you want it right now while you watch the video, I'll also have it in the description of this video, as I always do. Let's go back to the game. Let's copy and paste. Redemption successful. Let's see what we got. What did we get? Pretty interesting. We got 2 advanced augmentation gems, it looks like. Yeah, so this will help you boost the base stats on some artifacts. We got 2 of them. You can see I'm pretty low. I only got 1 right now. So we'll take that. Hey, not too shabby. So how do you make the appropriate decision for your account when approaching this crazy OP banner, ZHA and NUMERA, with all the other noise surrounding it, all the craziness going on with so many other banners? I mean, this is about as yellow as we've ever seen, right? There is so much stuff going on. Basically, TLDR, you should prioritize, depending on your style, but I'm assuming a lot of people are about collection. You should prioritize the limited units if you can. These Dracula units will be gone once the event is over. But that being said, if you just want the best units possible and you don't currently own ZHA or NUMERA, this is like impossible to ignore. NUMERA is so key for the most important boss content in this game, APOC 2, Titanic Ruins, and then of course she is nutty in Abyss 1. And then ZHA is kind of like the king of the game. Obviously we have a queen, that is Valara. She's the best non-lord in the game. But frankly, for DPS after Valara, not counting lords, it's ZHA. Including lords, he is the second best progression unit in this entire game. If you have a new account, a young account, heck, even an older account, but if you still have a lot of stuff to progress through, you really can't go wrong with this guy. He is the most versatile, flexible unit in the game, except for maybe Valara. But even still, he is so flexible. He's so adaptable. He has mechanics in his kit that basically toggle him naturally. You don't have to worry about this. From being a single target unit to an AoE unit, He is true damage. He is execute. He can hit aerial units. He has a big range. He brings so much to the table. If we actually take we're talking about NUMERA now. If we zoom out a bit and we actually look at content, we go piece by piece. Ooh, an ancient. Yeah. If we go piece by piece, right? Let's go to Gear Aid 1. He crushes here. You might be thinking, how does he crush? He deals physical damage. Well, he can execute units, which is so clutch for this. He just deletes them off the map. He has it up consistently as well. And if you get Awakenings, he has a lot of true damage in his kit. So believe it or not, he's pretty dang viable here. I don't think I'll have to look around much to be able to find him. There you go. Second team that has beaten it recently. NUMERA. So even in this very magic-focused content where you don't need physical DPS, because of all the other amazing stuff in his kit, he's going to shine here. He also, if you get him A1, puts out very, very consistent slows. Basically, crazy uptime slows in any AoE content. And this is AoE content. Those slows are going to slow down the rate at which the enemy units can attack your wall, the rate at which they can reach your wall, and it's going to provide amazing synergy to the cultist comps. A lot of people are going to run here. You can see cultists, cultists, cultists. It's kind of the cultist show. Cultist esotericists or cultist watchers, what we typically see. But those cultists are going to deal more damage because he's keeping such crazy uptime with those slows. You do need A1, but wow, he's so good for this. For Gear Aid 2, I have a whole video on it. He can solo DPS 224. He is ridiculous. The amount of damage, the frequency of damage, the strength of the damage, and then, of course, the execute. It's all so clutch here. And then when you want to quickly kill the boss at the end, if it's just the boss left, he'll switch to single target mode, and he'll delete that boss. So he is pretty nuts here. I have a whole guide on it. Also, I'm talking about Stage 24. It's just proving that he's good all the way through Stage 24. That's how dominant he is. He'll be good from day one of your account, if you can get him now, all the way until the very present. You know, there's no content he's falling short in right now. There's no NUMERA power creep. He's crazy. Even Gear Aid 3, his range feels limited, but when he's ulting and it expands, it's actually good enough because he's dealing physical damage, because he can hit aerial units, and because he's got that execute. He's actually really clutch here as well. So all three Gear Aids, he is great. Gear Dungeon 1, this is one spot he'll fall short a little. He can help you at the early stages, but then he's going to fall off a cliff. However, Gear Dungeon 2, let's check these recent teams. Let's go to Stage 10 here. I haven't tried 11, 12, 13 yet. Let's see. NUMERA, he's just going to destroy that bottom lane. NUMERA, he can even do that left lane as well. Another NUMERA, just another piece of PV content he is a beast in. Don't worry, we will talk about NUMERA, but I'm so high on NUMERA, it's crazy. Artifact Material Raid, he absolutely destroys. He can do both the platform version and the melee version because he's so flexible. Like, he's just so good at all of this. One of the best units in the entire game for this, completely ridiculous. His faction trials, both Watcher and Esotericist, he is broken good. He is dominant in multiple Immortal Codices. Not all of them, but in some of them, and certainly for progression, you'll get amazing use out of him. He is a phenomenal unit. Some places he's underrated actually will be bosses, right? He's not a super tippy top option, but he is a very good, reliable option in things like APOC 2. Very, very good, right? In things like Guild Boss 1, he can totally get you a 50k. He can totally get you a 35k. With good enough gear, he can easily be on a 60k team for Abyss 1. And then the developers chose to introduce Matrix. And wouldn't you know, he is the god of Matrix. Let's pick any team. Let's just scroll to the middle here in the world rankings. Let's click a team and let's see who has the most damage. Wouldn't you know, NUMERA. Let's scroll up a bit, pick another random team. I have not prepared this. I'm just that confident. He's that good at Matrix. Spellbane, NUMERA. Let's go. He is the king of the Spellbane mode, the physical side of Matrix. NUMERA, it is crazy. You know, there are ways to get it done without other people, but without NUMERA for high scores, unheard of. Everyone is going to use him. Even at A0, as you could see there. He is that flipping good, right? Here's an A5 Ardia and an A0 NUMERA. So there you have it. Let's just pick one more. Let's actually go to the top team. People can stare at Mina for a second because she performed so well on this guy's team. Look at that. Almost 1 billion damage. So yeah, Talon doing great. Even Mina at A3 here doing great. Ardia doing great. NUMERA, he is the king. He is so crazy, crazy good. There's one thing I have not mentioned yet, and that is PvP. And this is what makes NUMERA the king of the game. If Valar is the queen, NUMERA is the king. In Arena, our boy is a freak. He is so flipping good. There you go. Top team from this week. NUMERA on AoE. Let's keep going. Let's find another NUMERA. There's going to be tons of Valara, don't worry. There you go, ZHA. So 2 appearances in the top 5, 2 people in the top 5 not using Valara comps, they're using ZHA comps. That is saying something. I'm not saying he's better than Valara, but he is like the other comp, right? There you go, ZHA again. And then, of course, I'm not going to go through a million defenses, but take my word, he is wildly good, incredibly good in GVG for defense. So ZHA is just a must-have unit. So if you don't have him, this should be a banner you heavily consider. And then, of course, we have NUMERA. And NUMERA is just a queen, right? She is a single target boss slaying queen. Let's go to these top teams in the world. Here we got NUMERA. She's second only to A5 Kagiri. Let's scroll a bit down. I'm just picking random again. There you got NUMERA. She is the queen of the magic comp. There you got NUMERA. Let's go to my guild. We can shout some people out. Here's R-Type. His NUMERA is just behind his Sun Wukong, but she's still leading the whole magic thing. There's a reason everyone's using the poison comp, and the key reason there is going to be NUMERA. Here's a worse team, but still doing awesome with NUMERA. You get the picture, whether you're high end, whether you're middle end, whether you're any end. If you've got any pieces of the poisoner comp, you need NUMERA, and then she is going to shine. She's also very, very underrated in APOC 2, in Semra, and she's just very usable in a ton of progression content. I will say she's not as dominant as a PvP unit, not even close to someone like ZHA, but because the guild bosses are so important, because she's so good in Guild Boss 1, which is the most important piece of PvE content in this game, she is a must-have unit. If you do have the bones of a very strong Infernal comp with a Soul Cadence, a multi-awakening Hex, with a Lord Phineas, so on and so on, yes, you might not need the poison comp. However, it's still so freaking good, and it's been scaling very well with endgame content. So we know we have 2 entirely dominant units here. ZHA, a top 5 non-lord in this game. NUMERA, top 10 to 15 probably for non-lord. She's a little dependent on what's around her, but she's crazy strong. I think a lot of people, if you've never tried it, run NUMERA in a Piercer comp. You don't think to do it because we think of the poison comp, which inherently means esotericist, but she's actually very dominant there as well. The sheer quantity of damage is really good stuff. So how do you approach this banner? This banner is running for 4 days, right? That's actually better than we typically see on just a normal banner. It's running from Friday all the way through Monday. So you have some time to think and figure things out, but it's a tough call. One thing I will say is they ran this banner for the first time maybe 3 months ago, and they're already running it again now. So I think that bodes well for the future. They know they can make money off this banner, so I'd expect they'll keep running this banner, or if they don't do this exact rerun, they'll keep running these 2 units. They know these guys are important to players, so you don't have to have too much FOMO. That being said, if you want to progress quickly, you're going to need them. What I would say is, if you're tight on summons, figure out what your account is to you. What is the goal of what you're doing with your hero roster? Are you trying to catch them all? Are you trying to get collectibles? Or are you trying to progress as quickly as possible? How patient are you willing to be? Do you know you're going to play the game for another half a year, maybe longer? Or are you just having fun right now and we'll see? If you're just having fun right now, who really cares about collectibles, right? Go for this crazy strong banner. If you have enough summons to hit 2 legendaries on this, you're going to have a cumulative 89.5% chance you get one or the other. However, if you're going to play the game for a while, it's very hard to pass up on Van Helsing, who's crazy strong, and a choose your own hero. You could choose, if you haven't made the selection yet, ZHA, if you really specifically want him and you already have NUMERA. Or maybe there's someone even more important to you that you are missing. It all depends on your account. That's worth thinking about because, yes, these banners run for another 10.5 days at the time of filming. Is that enough time for you to go all in on one banner and then another? It depends on your account. So make that assessment for yourself. If you have specific questions, let me know in the comment section below. Also, Lady Mina, I just put a video out a couple hours ago where I did all the pros to summoning on this banner, all the cons against summoning on this banner. TLDR, if you can afford to do it because she's a collectible, because who knows how she's going to synergize with future Northerner stuff. But if you don't care about collecting stuff and you don't want to speculate towards the future, you can ignore it. It really, really depends on your priorities. I will say, if you're missing, like you have no copies of both ZHA and NUMERA, and you can afford to go on this banner, do it. These are such immensely valuable units. I will also say, if you're really good on your current summoning situation, maybe you're a spender, maybe you just have tons saved, maybe you already went for Mina and Van Helsing and you got very lucky and you got them quickly, even if you already have these units, but if you don't have them A3 or higher, it could still be worth going for this banner. Both these guys are great out of the box at A0, but both of them do level up in a major way at their respective Awakening level 3s. So I hope I gave you some nice information here. I hope it was a pretty clear, complete view. If you do have follow-ups, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to go through all of those tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Fastidious. If you like my stuff, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.